Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Man United agenda. And yes, we are here to preview Arsenal versus Manchester United. Hello, and welcome back to the Man United agenda. And yes, that theme song at the beginning is getting me going. It's just giving me that buzz. Take me home. Come on. So as always, we're joined by Mr. B on Monday. Hello, sir. How we doing? Phil, welcome back to the channel, sir. Pleasure as always.
Thanks, folks.
And Miss Melina is making her debut on the Man United agenda. Arsenal fan, how are you doing?
It's great to be on here. First of all, I wanted to congratulate you guys on reaching that 1K mark. And above and beyond, keep up the great work. Almost at 1.5K. Very proud of you guys. And yeah, I'm happy to be on here.
Thank you for being here, guys. And let's have a little insight, a little bit of sort of laugh and joke before we get to the nitty-gritty, because is there much laugh and have a joke about Manchester United right now? Phil, let's go to you quickly before we kickstart Ralph Rangnick's press conference and the feeling that you got from the game after Liverpool game, because we haven't heard your side of the story yet.
Yeah, there's a lady present, so I want to watch my language here. To me, I think when we go to watch professional sports, one of the reasons why we pay in is because we're watching human beings do things we can't do, right? And that's what we're appreciating. We're appreciating when we appreciate great artists, they're doing things we can't do. But what I saw from United against Liverpool, I felt that the vast majority of people that paid in could have given us more, because there were certain things that were lacking that to me is unforgivable. You can forgive a lot from a human being's perspective. You can forgive players not being good enough. You can forgive them not having form. But when you have human beings that look like they were made to be out there rather than wanted to be out there, then they walk through that game without any respect for the people that paid in. I mean, if you can't find a single reason to care enough to do the bare minimum, something's seriously wrong. I think that also begs the question, forget about you, me, the fans, everything else. The fact that the people responsible for having a successful football team on the pitch at Manchester United have a collection of overpaid players who can't even bring themselves to care about the people that put them there is unacceptable to me. I mean, if you're a recruitment from Manchester United, and that is your body of work, and you go, this is how these players identify with our ideology, philosophy, identity, whatever, they don't care, they're desperate to leave. That also is a terrible indictment on you. And so I think there's a lot of blame to go around, not just the players, because we do need to ask the question, why do so many players and people want to leave Manchester United? It's not just players, it's people, it's backroom staff, it's personnel stuff. It's not just that. Why is the club so toxic? Why does it have its own entropy? Why do every 3 years we have the same problem? Solskjaer talked about needing the fittest team in the league. What did Rangnick talk about? Fitness. We're just, how about Mabry as a legend, United fans, because he went on and cared for 8 minutes? That's all it takes. Care. Right? We want our players to be fit. We want them to care. So this shows you what United need to build. I mean, from the very bottom, there's nothing to build on. It's a complete car crash. And you saw against Liverpool surrender before they took the pitch, which to me is unforgivable.
Thank you so much. We thought we'd get into that before we kickstart the show to get your point of view. Amanda, would you mind going through some of the comments? Guys, if you're new to the channel, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. We're on the road to 1.5K subscribers. We're very close to it as well, guy. All the support helps. Amanda, please.
I just want to say greetings to everyone. This is mainly with introductions. Paddy's in the house. How you doing, Paddy? He says, yep, thumbs up for us. And Mark Gemini as well. He says, greetings. Bath time with Vaughan, or bedtime with Vaughan now. And he's asking about your pink dressing gown, Solo. Maybe you can, Oh, it's the new top.
FTB Sports. If you haven't subscribed to it, it's part of this sister channel.
Pat Lawless in the house. He's saying, good evening, Melina. Melina's well respected networking. I mean,
100%.
Everyone loves Melina. Box is in the house, said good evening. And Mark Jenner got a couple of points here. He's saying Man United being allowed to have allowed a few players to ruin the spirit and fight of the club, and that can't be acceptable. There's something to add to what Phil was saying. And Mark Gemini is also saying, so now this group knows that the permanent manager is coming in. Those who really care need to show from the get-go, is it? So show from the Joe to the end of the season. From now to the end of the season, sorry. And Stumpy's in the house. Big up
Stumpy.
Paddy's for you. I mean, Phil, this for you from Paddy. He said, Phil, it starts with leadership and a true captain. And shout out to Melina again. We're going to get a lot of this, Melina. Sorry. And hi, guys.
Hi, guys. So, guys, sorry, typo. So, a quick one. We're going to go to, and we're going to kickstart the Ralph Rangnick's press conference. To be honest with you, with the press conference, there weren't much information to take away from the press conference itself. The most I probably, to be open and honest with you, I got was Scott would be fit, Ronaldo will be fit to play as well, and Varane will be back. Paul Pogba probably has played his last game, and if rumors are correct, Harry Maguire should be on the bench tomorrow after a certain incident, which we're not going to really truly discuss on the channel. So, Mr. B, obviously, the press conference, taking stuff away from the press conference with what you got there from it. Scott is back, Ronaldo is back. Would these guys make any difference at all going up against Arsenal? You're muted. That's a tenor already.
Sorry. They has to improve the team. Ronaldo's the only person in the team who scores goals, so that's going to be an improvement. He's the only one who shows effort, so that's an improvement again. So we've got 10% of a 10% improvement. Scott, we know Scott's limitations. He'll run about and run into men. I think we probably need that a little bit on Saturday. He's going to show a little bit more heart. And Varane coming back, I mean, yeah, but he hasn't been great, but he has to be better than what was there against Liverpool. I'm not expecting a lot from the game. I think all the players have checked out. I don't think they've got the desire, and a lot of the players who are playing don't want to be there anyway. So right now, I think we're going to be struggling tomorrow. That's my opinion. I said we'll go into that a little bit further down the line. But it was interesting that Ralph spoke about Arsenal's youth and their freshness and the speed of their strikers. This is stuff that I think he wanted or expected to see from Man United within, the few months he was here. He also said that he likes watching Arsenal play, but he's not going to enjoy watching them play tomorrow. So already I think he's endorsing whatever Arteta's doing at the club. He was talking about counter-pressing, they're counter-pressing. Again, these are all things that I think he hoped he would have been able to implement at our club the time he was there, and he hasn't. So at the moment, he didn't sound worried. I mean, the only, positive that he gave for United was that they leak a few goals. I said we've got Ronaldo back, so I'm hoping that he's going to work out something. But he sounds very impressed by what Arteta was doing at the moment.
OMONDI.
Yeah, damn right. Just to add on to what Mr. B's saying, yeah, he did give Arsenal endorsement, and they deserve it. I mean, they're on the up, 2 8th place finishes, and now they're up there fighting for top 4. They've been really refreshing, sivering the youngsters through this year, so you have to give them credit where it's due, and they deserve that. And that's down to you, Melina, and all your Arsenal fans as well. We might give you a bit of stick, but yeah, you deserve a lot of credit this season. As for the press conference, yeah, I love listening to Ralph. He did say we had to say just about availability. That was my key thing. See who's back, because we do need some players back in the squad and in the first team as well. It's really important. And also, I think that he mentioned about Maguire might not be playing. And you know me, I'm Maguire's #1 endorser on this channel.
And Arsenal are your second best club now.
So my ears pricked up as soon as I heard that news. It's really unfortunate what happened with him, but I just think it's just piling on the pressure. Obviously, his form's bad. He's been getting pelters from the fans, and now something stupid like this happens, and you just wonder sometimes how is he really feeling? Does he go home and actually, feel really low. And you must, like me, every day have to get up and be confident and, drive and seize the day and that kind of thing. And it must be really hard for him at the moment. So there's so much negativity about Harry Maguire, and this is what happens when the fans go over the top. So he might not play tomorrow, and then we have to organise now who's going to be in defence. Once again, we have to switch around the defensive partnerships, which can't be good for us. So it's going to be a really interesting game tomorrow based on all those factors.
Okay, and Phil?
One of the things that I really dislike over the last 7 or 8 years is the fact that top four has creeped into United's parlance. And that really is the parlance of football clubs that aren't good enough to challenge for the table. You don't hear City or Liverpool talking about top four, right? They already know they're going to be in top four. They also wouldn't qualify that as a success. And it's not a success, right? This is a business goal. It's fine if it's used as a springboard to bring in better players and then to move yourself on. But if it's just qualifying for the purpose of revenue, I can understand why that matters to people on the board. I can understand why that matters to investors, but I'll never understand why fans hold that in much higher regard than, say, an FA Cup. And if anything that is shown this season, that fourth spot should go to the FA Cup winner, because none of the teams that finished fourth this season deserve to be in the Champions League by any stretch, right? They're all shite, sorry. And as for United and Arsenal, I genuinely feel like I'm watching Roy Jones and Mike Tyson on Triller. Two people that used to be very good, where the outcome really is irrelevant, right? Because it will mean nothing. We learn nothing about United or Arsenal at the weekend. If United win, we learn they're frauds. If Arsenal win, we learn they're frauds. Right? I mean, any good team should beat either of these teams, because the gaps and the problems that both of them have should be exploited by good teams. But I'm convinced that both these teams lose in training. I honestly don't understand where they win, because the mentality at United is so weak. And you see this. Norwich 2-0 up, back to 2 each. Leeds 2-0 up, back to 2 each. Villa 2-0 up, back to 2 each. As soon as they concede, they fall apart mentally. This is something I used to criticize Arsenal for years, right? They'd lose big games, right? They'd almost be afraid to win those big games, right? And so I think that what you see at United and Arsenal is a direct consequence of strategies that were implemented by people above them. And both of their owners, it's no surprise, are pushing for non-merit-based revenue, qualification for the Champions League, Super Leagues and bullshit like this that has no sporting merit, that's typical here in America, right? But certainly anathema to most of us, right? I don't want to see Man United in the Champions League every year based on the size or based on history or based on nonsense. I want to see them qualify, right? I don't want to see any of that, right? Because if you take a look at Man City, the one thing Man City fans will have to concede, if they don't publicly, they'll do privately, is that's not Manchester City. Right? Manchester City died when they were bought by Abu Dhabi. All that remains is the badge. Because if Manchester City were purely where they should be on sporting merit, we're looking at League One. We're looking at lower echelons of the Premier League. We're not. I mean, are you telling me that Robinho grew up with pictures of Sean Godin as well? I mean, it's nonsense, right? We know this is all fake, right? And they know it. They can't sell out their stadium after being the first game back after being title winners. That's not what I want for United. I don't want that. I don't want what's going to happen at Newcastle. I want sport and merit, because there's something authentic in that. And and what I see at United and Arsenal are two football clubs that judge success and failure by a profit and loss column, not a win-loss column. And the weird thing about Arsenal is Stan Kroenke's wife's richer than him. And truthfully, being parsimonious, I said this on a podcast yesterday, with Arsenal is genuinely equivalent to Jeff Bezos sending you to the shop with 10p and saying, bring me back change. What's your point? I mean, it means nothing. It's a mental illness.
No. Ms. Villina, now Arsenal, I don't know if you saw the press conference at all. Is any thing you can give us from that at all, from the press conference for Arteta?
Yeah, I mean, first to begin with the Ragnick's press conference, it was interesting for him to kind of allude to Pogba's last game. I mean, the way Pogba's been this season, I think there's been a lot of highs and lows, and it'll be interesting to see where he wanders off to in the summer. Hopefully, he has a better season wherever he goes. In terms of Arteta's press conference, it looks like the injuries we're dealing with is Tomiyasu will be back from what we've heard, so that's great news for us because God damn, it feels like a new signing in the middle of a season. You know, the business end of the season, it feels like we have a new signing coming back in that right back role. So we're no longer have to have Ben White at right back or Cedric or Holding. And he did say that Partey is in training, you know, trying to get back to fitness. So hopefully we'll see him in North London Derby. It was nice to see Rangnick give credit to Arsenal. I do, you know, echo his thoughts. But at the same time, we've been just as inconsistent as you guys. You know, oftentimes the games we were supposed to win, Brighton, Southampton, we failed to win. So I think Arteta understands that. And he did mention, you know, how he's giving Eddie and Nketiah a lot more time up front in the striker position and benching Lacazette. You know, like I said off air, when we start Lacazette, it often feels like we're playing already, you know, when the game starts with 10 men, because Lacazette offers me nothing in front of goal, nothing moving forward. So it's, you know, it's nice to see Arteta accept to his mistakes of always starting Lacazette ahead of other striker options, you know, possibly Martinelli up front. But I'm looking forward to this game tomorrow, and I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park for us either. I'm not taking you guys lightly, and it was very upsetting for me to hear that Harry Maguire will not be starting tomorrow. Because if he was starting, I think it would have been a lot easier for us. And when I heard Varane is back, it did, you know, give me a little off-putting. Mentally, I think it's going to be a tough game. I'm not going to take you guys lightly, regardless of you holding to Norwich, conceding and ending up winning the game. But with CR7 back, just like Phil said, I do agree that I'm just like Mr. B said. I do think that Ronaldo is one to look out for.
Thank you. Now we're going to go through some of the comments, and once we come back, we move on to the next subject. So, Armando, would you mind?
Yeah. So just going through the comments here about the press conference. Hopefully. Just want to say hi before we do to Delano Francis, as always. He's one of our regulars now. So welcome, Delano. How you doing? Pat Lawler says he agrees with you, Phil, 100%. Imagine being a senior player and looking at Hannibal after the Liverpool game. I'd be so ashamed, he says. Delano says Harry Maguire should be dropped. What would everyone ask what would everyone ask if they're in the press conference? I'm still interested if it was Luke Shaw that stopped having puddings. Something to do with his weight, I imagine. But bedtime again saying the redemption arc for McTominay is in Mr. B's eyes. It's heartwarming to see. Paddy's saying here, none of them will make a difference. He's saying 6-0. He's really disheartened. He said 6-0 against Liverpool.
Wow.
They only managed 4, Paddy. So, yes, take that. Mark Gemini saying Ralph has had enough of this group already. And it's ready to see the majority of them gone yesterday rather than at the end of the season. I tend to agree with that. Box is in the house as well. He said I start Lindelof, Varane, Jones, and Fernandes as a back 4. Andrew Williams in the house as well. How you doing, Andrew? He says, even though OMONDI, let's see you try to convince me we are winning this. Yeah, I will. I'll try my best. And final one from me is to Melina. You want to ask this, Melina? This from Pat Lawless. He says, Melina, do you feel the Arsenal squad is fading at the moment in the season a little because their squad isn't big enough, as big as other teams?
I do agree, but we're only playing one game a week. The one thing that kind of pissed me off was the January transfer window. We let go of Aubameyang, relying on Eddie and Nketiah and Lacazette for the rest of the season with no reinforcements whatsoever. So I think that, you know, especially with the injuries of Kieran Tierney, he's made out of glass, and Thomas Partey getting injured, it seemed like we're sacrificing our attack in order to fill up that left back position, or, you know, trying to adjust the right back position with Tomiyasu being injured. So I do agree partially, but I also think that since we're only playing one game a week, it made sense. However, not signing reinforcements, I don't agree with.
Monday, quick one. We've got Jamaica in the house.
Yes, Jamaica's in the house. Welcome again. I love the way you spell United with an F, but
Well, it's
again.
Jamaican. It's
Phil
Jamaican.
Jones,
It's Jamaican.
Phil Jones, this is from Cosman. Phil Jones, Ollie made the decision because they both had the same injury in operation. Is this about signing another contract maybe with Phil Jones? I'm not sure.
Probably.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So if you're watching, please like, please share, please subscribe, and we're gonna move on to the next one. And we're gonna go to OMONDI first with a tactical breakdown of how he believed Manchester United can beat Arsenal. This is
Well,
gonna
I've
be
been
interesting.
stumped just now. Melina's just thrown a spanner in the works by
Curveball.
saying Tomiyasu could be back. Is that confirmed, Melina?
So Arteta did say last time that Tomiyasu will be back after Southampton, and we didn't see him for Chelsea. So I do think that he will start the Manchester United game. However, it is not confirmed yet.
Okay, so I've got a few factors here of how to beat Arsenal Football Club this season. I think if you go back to, I think it was December, Everton beat you 2-1. And Everton aren't a better side than you, but they actually were aggressive and they put it on you. And that's traditionally Arsenal been known, sort of fold if you put it on them. Even under Wenger, going to Stoke away, that kind of thing, they were sort of known as a sort of throwing it away, you know, and not being up for the challenge, even though they had great players like Vieira and all this kind of thing. That's traditionally what Arsenal have been like. And I think that Everton game really emphasised that point. So I think one thing, we have to go out there with the right attitude, really put it on them, not fouling, but just be on them and don't give them no time or space. Arsenal, a team, if you get allowed to play on the front foot, they will really hurt you. So the first thing for me, I'm looking at the fullback situation in defence. Obviously, you've had to sort of shuffle it around recently because Tomiyasu's been out, and Tierney, who I do think is a great player. I think Tierney is a fantastic player, actually. One of the best left backs in the league, no doubt, in my opinion. He gets up and down, and he's immense as well. He's strong. He can play in the back three as well. He's just a great player. There's no surprise that Real Madrid and teams like that are in for him. So I'm looking at it like this. I think due to the wide man situation at Manchester United, that's a real threat for us. We've got Sancho, Elanga, Rashford, pace, that kind of thing. When we beat you 3-2 at Old Trafford, we got numbers in the box. That was really important. And we got overlap. So, and people running off the ball. So one of the goals, Fred got into the box. There was numbers in the box. He crossed the 6-yard box. And Bruno, I think, scored. Another time, Rashford drove into the box. Across the 6-yard box, Ronaldo slotted it in, that kind of thing. And so we're getting numbers in the box, we're doing the overlap, and we're getting midfield runners as well. That's really important. As we saw against Crystal Palace, Arsenal just coming off a 3-game defeat run where they lost 3 in a row, and that was against Palace, Brighton, and Southampton. The Palace game was really revealing for me. I think the defence was all over the place. I'd sort of looked at one of the goals in particular where the ball was played, Tavares was playing, and maybe, I mean, you've got Tavares, he's just come in, he's don't know how good his English is, but he's playing partners with Gabriel. Gerard's dropped off. Gabriel tried to intercept the ball. Suddenly, it's been wide open. The ball's played in between left back and the centre back, and it opened up and they scored. And I think we just have to try and exploit that as well. We don't really have any patterns of play at Manchester United, but we really need to take on your fullbacks. I think get the overlap, get crosses in. I think Ronaldo as well, a key goal for us. The goal we scored against Elanga scored against Brentford. Ronaldo's really important there, showed his class. He peeled off. He wasn't getting no love, no joy from the long balls we kept supplying him. So he peeled off, came a bit deep. Defender went with him, and Elanga attacked the space from wide in behind, and the ball went over the top. So we need ballers in midfield. Pogba's out now, so we might be relying on Bruno Fernandes to drop a bit deeper and play these balls for us, because I can't see Fred or Matic or McTominay playing these balls. And I think we need to be aware of Ronaldo's movement, because he will make space for others as well. So the key thing here is Arsenal weak at the moment. They're coming off a 3-game loss. Obviously, they won the other day. I think that was just a London derby. They were really up for it. But I think we can exploit them in those areas there and get in between the fullbacks and the centre-backs and really stretch them with some width and some extra runners like Fred, for example, and get numbers in the box. Really go for it. That's my tactical analysis for the game. I think we can hurt them, but likewise, we also have to be compact when Arsenal have the ball, because they can play really good football. They can drag people out of position. They can play comfortably in our half. So we have to be really compact to get the fullbacks tucked in when we're defending, and don't get drawn out of position like we have recently with Maguire, when he's getting pulled out here, there, everywhere. The first goal against Liverpool, for example. Keep your position, keep your shape, and make them play through you. If they play through you, fair enough, applaud that, but don't give them opportunities to pop a move, pass a move, and open up space like that. Just let them play in front of us. That's the main thing. And Bruno, begging you, just drop back in and at these times, don't be running back at the last minute. Make your starting position behind the ball, and then I think we'll be all right.
Okay, we're gonna go to Miss Belinda, and then we're gonna come to Phil afterwards. With Armando, sort of now, I'm gonna reverse the question and ask you, how can sort of, oops, my mic gone funny. How can Arsenal probably hurt us?
To start with, I think, we're going to try to get you guys on the counter attack. You saw against Chelsea the way we played against them. Mind you, they didn't really put out the greatest team, but it was a derby and we were up for it, just like OMONDI said. And hopefully this game, we carry that winning mentality into this game. Home advantage, playing at home, the 12th man better be the fans behind this team. And I really think with you guys playing Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I don't think he can stand Bukayo Saka's pace-wise. And oftentimes when you guys stretch out on the ball, it's easy for us to take advantage of the gaps you leave through and draw you guys out of position. And more importantly, I really think what we should maintain is playing players in their right respective positions. Stop trying to change too much into the lineup. Go with the lineup that works. You saw the lineup against Chelsea. I say Arteta should stick to that lineup, bar Tomiyasu being the only change. Stick to that lineup that works, and we know what our strengths are and play to our strengths. Our strengths is having the fluidity between the midfield and the defense, and as long as that's solid, we're cohesive as a unit together, then I think we can easily take advantage of this game. One thing I will say is if we concede first and Manchester United score, we have to stop sitting back and inviting pressure onto us. You saw that Everton game under Rafa Benitez. We sat back, we invited pressure onto us, and Everton upped their gear a second bit. And they don't necessarily have better players than us, but mentality-wise, they were up for it and they won the game.
Phil, Armando gave a nice little breakdown there, and so this Miss Melina gave a nice little breakdown. Tell us what you can see that's happening tomorrow, because interesting.
So one of the things that we talk about with Manchester United, if it's a compliment, is that they're a team of individuals capable of moments of magic, which is great, because what we're talking about there is when they have the ball. Well, what happens when they don't have the ball? And you can see that they're not a team of individuals, they're a team of nobody. Because when United turn the ball over, they're wide open. Look, go back to before United played Liverpool at Old Trafford. The week before they played Leicester, Brendan Rodgers came out and said that United's midfield made it easy for them because they didn't press and they let them walk through. 5 minutes, the first 5 minutes at home against Liverpool, United conceded, just like they did at Anfield. First 5 minutes, they conceded. Same way, exactly the same thing. Ralph Hasenhuttl, who came out and said they cheat. They don't run between the lines when they lose the ball. You had Mo Salah, who was forced to come out and give an unbelievable obfuscation of what he deliberately meant. And when your rivals no longer hate you, where they like you, that's a problem, right? Because people only like those that aren't a threat to them, right? And when you start getting compliments and love from your rivals, that's a big, big concern. So, this is what I mean when I say, Ralph Rangnick saying no one else in the league concedes these types of goals. If Arsenal want to win, they'll win. It's as simple as that. Because United don't care about winning, right? So, if they score first, it could be 3-4, right? Because what you saw it against Liverpool, you see it against other teams. The body language is a disgrace. As soon as they go one down, and you look at the captain. Now I feel bad for him because what happened yesterday is above and beyond. It's a disgrace, right? And I don't know what the threshold is between criticism and abuse. I suppose once you get personal and you go after people, there's beyond professional criticism. That's unacceptable. I've defended Rashford for retaliating. I've defended Pogba for retaliating. They're human beings at the end of the day. And I think there's a line where, look, this is football and it matters, but not to a point where you threaten someone's safety and you have to think about mental health. And I hear that Rangnick's going to take Maguire to the team tomorrow. And I think he needs to protect it from himself at this point. So I think that's a good, look, the season is dead, right? I mean, if United finish fourth, it's going to be an awful indictment on the teams around them, right? Because I think United would finish fifth in the league with 3 teams. So I think that this is a game of little interest to me because it honestly feels like the 38th game between the 11th and 12th team in the league. It's a meaningless game. And I never thought I would ever say that between United and Arsenal, right? But I'm trying to predict anything about this game is really difficult because there's nothing consistent about either team that would give you confidence and saying, I'm going to get this or I'm going to get that, right? And so it's a guess, you know. And do I feel that Manchester United players will be hurt by the criticism? No. I mean, they haven't been hurt by the fact that Liverpool and City have been winning leagues and European Cups for the last 4 years. Do I expect them to occur now? No. So if I was anyone playing Manchester United, I would expect to beat them. I mean, this is one of the reasons why I didn't want United to get a lower league team in the FA Cup, say a Kidderminster Harriers or something, because I honestly believe they come and beat United because United lack the basics. And it would be so, I mean, Middlesbrough came and beat them. And so I honestly think a professional team that has professional characteristics and attributes, fitness, desire, all the things, that's going to beat 11 millionaires standing around here to want to beat them.
Can I just add, by all accounts from Arsenal fans I'm hearing in London, and I might be going to the game tomorrow as well, they are buzzing. They say the atmosphere is going to be really hot tomorrow, just for the fact they have to beat Man United, and they're going for top 4. And if they could bury us, it would mean a lot to them. And if they do win, I'm running away from the stadium. We've seen them, when they're going off. So yeah.
On Monday, I want you to go with your traders tomorrow.
In the game.
Go with your traders tomorrow. We
run, Faris, run.
Yeah, let's not get things twisted. Amanda, I know you're a positive guy. Solo, I know you're a positive guy, but you lot have to be honest with what you've been watching for the last 4 months. A lot of the players don't care whether they play in Europa or Champions League. They get paid the same money. So they don't care. They're still going to get paid their pay rises. They're still going to get their bonus money for whatever they finish. Right now, the players who will be playing on Saturday, and I'm glad Maguire's not playing. I am so glad Maguire's not playing. I'm not glad the reason he's not playing, but the fact that somebody else is going to be given a chance needs to be done. The players now aren't playing for Ten Hag. Ten Hag's already had his assessment. He's going to talk to Ralph. Ralph is already going to tell them about their attitudes in training, their lack of motivation, their lack of desire to wear the Manchester United shirt. Only want to come in. What was the first thing we heard about? Training, leaving in the evening. The professionalism that we expect our players to have, they don't have. So the season now, Arsenal, normally when we play Arsenal, I'm up for it. I want to do this, I want to do that, Right now, I don't expect us to beat Arsenal. And it hurts me so much because normally that's the game that when the season starts, some people look for Liverpool, I look for Arsenal, home and away. We beat Arsenal 3-2, and I was so excited. Oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Arsenal lost 3 games beginning of the season. Everybody bantered Arsenal, but they kept faith in what the club kept faith in what the manager wanted to do. He said he wanted to get rid of Aubameyang. For good or for worse, the club got rid of Aubameyang. So he's had the backing of the club, but he's also got young, hungry players who want to, and this is who want to play and want to improve under Arteta. What do we have at our club? Silence. There you go. Solo.
Oh, brilliant. Have you got anything to add to that, Phil or Miss Milena? Anyone?
I mean, not really, just other than the fact that United look like a team of conscripted soldiers. They just have no heart for the fight that they were being asked. They didn't sign up because they wanted to. They were made to be there. And this is, I hate to use this analogy, but this is really the difference between people who do things for love and people who do things for money. Right? Yeah. Is that you show up, you're listless, you hate what you do, it's an endurance test, you get through it, to get paid. But people who love what they do, who are engaged with what they do, you get a whole different level of performance, commitment, and happiness from them. And part of the problem is the atmosphere is contagious, and anyone that goes into any room adjusts to the environment that they. If it's a toxic environment, it'll be negative and dark, and either you adapt and become that, or you get out of it. Right? An office is no different to a football dressing room or any environment. So, and once it starts and it goes through like a virus, 1, 2, 3, it just spreads. And that's where you need leaders that say, you know what, if you want to be part of this group, to identify with this group, you have to be a winner, right? One of the problems, lads, and I've said this before, with managing individual players as individual brands and individual companies, it's impossible to foster a collective atmosphere where you all sacrifice for each other, because everyone's monetizing themselves to death. So as soon as something goes wrong, it's damage limitation from PR. It's everyone, it's his fault, their fault, their fault. They deflect blame. They don't take responsibility. Neither the party responsible for this. And then, well, the next guy does that too. And this is the problem when you've got a CEO labeling your players 26 George Clooney's, right? And this, again, as I say, is a consequence of monetization of everything is the only metric that matters of success. And that's evident by the fact that the people that run these football clubs are incentivized to run the football clubs exactly the way they're doing it.
Thank you. Wow. That was Miss Melina. Anything to add to that?
Yeah, I want to add to what Mr. B said. I think I echo what he says, and you know, a lot of what he said gave me PTSD and flashback of prior Arsenal. You know, the Arsenal under Ozil, Mustafi, Socrates, that group that, you know, off the pitch they had severe antics, but also on the pitch they weren't turning up. They were just here collecting check by check. And you know, this right now sounds music to my ears. But one thing I will say is I think there's no clear leader on your pitch, in your team. You know, oftentimes you look at a leader, you look at you know, let's say in Liverpool's team, they have so many leaders in their team. Look at Man City, they have so many leaders in their team. The captain that you have, and similar to us, which with the Aubameyang situation, the captain that we had and the leaders that we had, the senior players, they weren't turning up for us. And oftentimes, how can the youth, like the Sanchos, the Elangas, who do they have to look up to when your senior players are not turning up, when there's no clear leader on the pitch? Who is often, you know, oftentimes there's the leader who takes accountability for the team, who says, you know, we're going to fix up. We have something to play for. We have something to fight for. We have that ambition. And it's not just in the final third, it's ambition throughout the season. And I think I can relate to often a lot of what Mr. B said, but I do think that Ten Hag needs more than just the season to fix this Man United up and to see you guys back on the come up. And similar to what OMONDI said, the Man United Arsenal rivalry is what I grew up on. And just like Mr. B said, when I see the fixture list, that and Chelsea are the first two things I look at. Tottenham game, the North London derby, is not something I look at right away. I grew up on the Man United rivalry, and I'm not going to take this game lightly. I hate losing to Man United. I can't stand Man United fans. And my mother, my sister are Man United fans, and every time we lose, I hold the smoke. But when we win, you best believe my house is shutting down, and I'm gonna dish it to them too. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Great point, Melina. Do you mind if I add to that? Because there's something that I would like to say, if you don't mind. It's a great point. The only thing I would add to it is when you talk about leaders, leaders of what? Because if you take a military and you throw them into a combat zone and you don't tell them that they have to win and tell them how to win and expect your captains to lead your military, they can't. They need a very clear directive of what are you trying to accomplish, and then everything is built around accomplishing that goal. Because if you're aimless, where are you asking someone to lead you to? And this is the problem. It's like asking a big brother or a big sister to regulate the kid's behavior. It comes from above, right? So players respect those with authority. And what are the consequences for failure, right? And are they rigidly applied? And I'm not talking about we're going to kick Phil Jones out, but we're going to keep Ronaldo because Ronaldo has massive commercial value. You'll never get consistency in a dressing room like that, ever, right? So this is my problem when we talk about leaders is before we talk about leaders, we have to make sure that the people above them have given them every resource possible to be successful. That includes the manager, that includes every. So leading, what do you want me to lead you? Okay. And we do it together.
Yeah.
That's I agree with you that they don't have leaders, but part of the problem is they don't have leaders is because they don't know where they're going.
And I think that's the thing we noticed last season. I know we only won the FA Cup and Arteta spent 250 M's, but one thing that changed in the summer was the board finally gave, financial backing of Arteta's word, and whoever he wanted, finally he had that time, he had that window to say, I want this player, not the one that the technical director wants. I want this player because I see talent in them. And if it doesn't work, we cut our losses and we move on. We saw with the Nicola Pepe signing 72 million. It hasn't worked out. We're going to have to cut our losses. And I think with Man United, that's the thing that's going to have to come up is from the board giving support to Ten Hag and see how well you guys can, rebuild from there.
Just to add, sorry, one last point as well. Rejoice, guys, because regardless of all this negativity we're talking about, Man United, no leaders, lack of desire, that kind of thing, it's got to change. It's got to change. We're bringing in a guy who is a leader, a real general, and hopefully that'll be the turnaround. So I'm looking forward to the future. And
I understand your optimism, but you see, this is the problem. There's nothing is never now. Everything's always future 6 months. All right, don't get me wrong.
Hold on. We heard news. Rejoice.
No, listen.
Eric is coming to Man United.
Listen. I understand that, and I'm glad he's coming. My whole point is, United is always about future. It's always about we're going to do this in the summer. We're going to do this next year. Why don't they just bloody do something now? All right, they've done it. I understand they've done it, and maybe that's gonna be the start, but it can't be just one. We've done it. Listen, my heart's happy. Listen, my heart's happy. My face is sad, but in my heart, listen, you know already. You know what it
we will
means,
repair you. We will repair you.
We'll heal you. We'll heal you.
We'll heal you.
Sorry.
Amanda, would you mind some of those comments, please? Thank you.
All right. So with the comments now, here we go. We got,
only about 2 or 3 most here, please.
So Bargaff is in the house, obviously. I'm just
Bargaff.
He said, who's playing around with my buttons? Bargaff is saying, good show yesterday regarding Ten Hag, and we were rejoicing. This is the thing, Mr. B. That's catalyst change. There's consequences and repercussions for those who mess around and take wages and don't do their job correctly. And this is the consequence. So we have a new manager coming in. And thank you very much, Bargav. Yeah, we do rotate the panel. We get some top guests in, as we have today with Miss Melina and Phil, and last night with Phil, Paddy, and Connor as well. Great guests. Paddy here saying, if they give Ronaldo too much respect and room, as Ronaldo did, Arsenal will be devoured. That's what we like to hear. More confidence, guys. More confidence. I'm hearing it now.
Go on, Phil.
And
hold on 1 second. I'm on there. Phil was going to say something on that.
No, not me. I was just saying thanks for having me on.
Oh, okay. No.
Go ahead.
Always. We love having you on.
And just, I want to finally, just for a bit of a humor as well, because Box really made me laugh yesterday. Here we go. This is the setup, guys. A punchline after this. Box says, we only have successful Erics at Old Trafford. Eric Cantona, Eric Harrison, Eric Jemba.
They named him. He was that good. They named him twice.
Very funny, Box. I love that. I was using that today. Brilliant. Thank you.
Brilliant. 19 in the chat, guys. And we only have a total of 22 likes. So hit that like button. And guys, there is actually a poll that's going at the moment. Can United get anything out of this game? We've only had 27 votes and 67% has said yes so far. We can get a result from this game tomorrow.
Monday did all of the votes.
Monday got all his friends to vote. Hit the vote, guys. Hit the vote, guys. Right. We're going to go to this one. We ain't going to spend too long on it, really. Threat from Arsenal. So let's go. Threat from Arsenal. Who are we going to go with first? Oh, should we just go with Melina first?
Just Melina. Just Melina.
Melina. Go on.
Let's everyone get their notebooks out. Let's get ready for this.
Let's get ready, everyone. Get ready.
Honestly, with all due respect, there's not much players that look like a threat from our team. You saw our defensive backline oftentimes before, bar the Chelsea game. We were shaky. You saw the Crystal Palace game. We were outclassed, outplayed to the T by Patrick Vieira and his team. But one thing I will say is look out for the Hale End prospects. ML Smith Rowe and Bukayo Saka, they are on form. They are ready to shoot, ready to score. And more importantly, they know what this season means to us, and they know what truly playing for the badge means. So I think if someone's going to put some fight into this team, it'll be Emil Smith Rowe, Bukayo Saka. You could see Martinelli coming off the bench, making an impact. And defensive back line wise, I think Gabriel has put in a shift recently and tried to improve our defensive back line. Other than that, the midfield, not yes, they do the shift here and there, but sometimes we see inconsistency. Sometimes we see our mistakes leading to opposition goals. So maybe that's something you could capitalize on. Errors that we make, silly passing out from the back, or back heel passes. Who knows what will happen? So that's all pretty much.
Phil, we're just going to go to Mr. Linden. Phil, any threats? What threats do you think Man United is going to give Arsenal? What sort of who's going to probably stand out? There's only one player I can think of, but Phil?
Yeah, I wish United could pick Harry Maguire to play for Arsenal. And I want to know who's marking Harry Maguire when Arsenal have corners. Right? Threat, to be honest, before you get to Arsenal, United are a bigger threat to themselves for self-harming than anything else. Everyone's a threat because Manchester United will give you chances. And look, when you heard Bruno Fernandes say United have nothing to play for, I think that was very revealing because that's exactly what they look like. And I think Arsenal, United, honestly, if I could use an analogy, it's I'm looking forward to this. Like I'm looking forward to watching my parents make love. I'd rather just pretend it didn't happen and just go and lie to myself and be in an alternative universe somewhere.
Oh, absolutely brilliant. Guys, if you're new, 21 in the chat, hit that like, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe.
That's
right, I've gone off topic now. Hit the like, share, and subscribe button, guys. 21 in the chat. So guys, quick one. We are going to look at the league table and see what effect the league table is, or if any. Arsenal, I know Arsenal obviously got a game in hand over us, so this is only up to the top 10 if you can see with your eyes. So United at the moment 54 points, Arsenal with 57, and Spurs with it. If we can get the win tomorrow, that put us on 57, but Arsenal and Spurs still got a game in hand over us. Now, I know we're talking about a few teams in this, but for me, where have they gone? They're not even in the top. I can't even see them here. Let me take this away. There's one team I'm actually worried about in here. Let me take this off. Wow. Okay. Brighton's up to 10 as. Oh, wow. Jesus. Guys, looking at the league table, going into this, if Man United don't get that result tomorrow, is that, obviously we spoke about, is that our season done? Finish? Listen, listen. I'm still there, Mr. B, man. I'm still there. I'm still on the roller coaster, mate. I'm still on the roller coaster.
Okay.
Until it's mathematically thingy impossible, then I'll give up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look. We had a game the other day between City and Liverpool. They're fighting for the title.
Yeah.
We're clearly still in the running for fighting for top 4. The league doesn't lie. Look at the league. We're 3 points off them. We get beat a result tomorrow, 3 points. Then we're going to see a different kind of energy from the Man United agenda and from majority of fans as well. This is why I feel the game does mean a lot. It's a huge game. Especially for Arsenal fans as well. They've got something to prove. They've been in the mud, having 2 8th place finishes, and now they're seeing some progression. And beating Man United at home tomorrow in front of their home fans will be massive for them. So it means a lot to them. Likewise for us, we cannot afford to lose. Otherwise, we're definitely out of the title race. Not the title race, excuse me. The fourth place title race, which we've been in, and which is we have to accept. These are our standards at the moment. I heard Kieran, who's the guy who's played for us? Kieran, left-footed guy. Kieran.
The one who sells the watches. The one who sells the watches.
No, I forget his name now. Kieran Richardson. Sorry,
Yeah,
Kieran Richardson
does
was saying.
watches. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, Kieran Richardson was saying recently on the show. You said it would take about 20 years, and he's being realistic, and he wasn't even joking. And for Man United, because he's saying until Rio said until Klopp and Pep leave, we haven't really got a chance of winning the title. So these are from pro footballers who sort of really have more insight than ourselves here. So I do think we need to be realistic about our expectations and what our goals are. And I think our real goal really should be fixing the club. But if we can get top four, that would be a bonus. But yeah, tomorrow is huge. And I hope everyone tunes in and watches the watch along as well, because it's massive. This game will mean a lot. Still, despite us putting dampeners on it, this game still means something to all the fans. And we'll see that tomorrow, definitely.
Anyone wants to jump in?
No.
Mr. B? Come on, Mr. B.
I've got nothing to say.
Positive.
I'm so positive. I told you, my heart is so happy and it's so full of joy, but it just not translate into this part. Let them change my mind. Let them earn the right to make me happy. I've been happy for the majority of the season. And then Norwich came and that happy smile just won't come back. So, you know, I hope they put a performance in. I'm looking for something that will make me say there's going to be improvement. But, you know, you get fooled once, you get fooled twice. You know, if you get fooled by the same thing the third time, you are an arse. So, you know.
Oh, brilliant. Miss Melinda?
You know, this game tomorrow is huge for us as much as it matters to you guys. And like OMONDI said, I think you guys are well and truly still in the top four race. And in fact, you have a bit easier fixtures than us. We still have to play Tottenham away, West Ham away, and we can't be taking those teams lightly either. You know, as bad as West Ham is and as inconsistent they are, they're, you know, possibly on their way to European football with David Moyes' team. And it's going to be a tough run with us, even with Tottenham.
Phil?
Mate, to be honest, I'd rather lend Ralph Harris my laptop than watching it for the rest of the season. I honestly can't find a precedent in world sports.
Phil.
Where I almost feel like I'm watching a social experiment. Where I can't remember a single precedent in the history of world sports where someone spent $1 billion on a team and that's the end result, where you've managed to disillusion just about everyone at your entire business. It is going to be used for decades in business school, how never to run a cash cow. I mean, it couldn't have been any easier. You had this cash cow bank and you managed to do Brewster's Millions and buy absolute bottom. I mean, next time any of us feel like a fraud in our job, just remember what living dirst to me. So honestly, like I said, let me know how it goes.
All right, guys. So there is a few comments, so let's take this off quickly. Okay. What I'm going to do now, we will go through some of the comments, but what we'll do is...
You feel you're a wicked boy.
You have to laugh at this, you know.
Oh, Jesus.
This is my predicted lineup for tomorrow. So, guys, actually, you know what? Before I put my predicted lineup, let's get off this quickly. Guys, Monday was going to go through some of the comments from this one on Monday. Guys, get your 24 in the chat, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And also, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe. We're on the road to 1.5k subscribers on Monday. And remember, guys, the next segment is the predicted lineup. So get them in as well.
This is Paddy, one of our own. He's saying to Phil, I totally get, I get that totally terrible with Maguire, totally unacceptable, but he needs to be protected against his own ego and delusions. The last two managers picked him, as that speaks volumes. Eddie is in the house. Welcome, Eddie.
Hi, Eddie.
We love you, Eddie. How you doing, bro? He said Arsenal play good transitions. I don't think United can even play one half of footy at this point. Oh God, once Eddie's gone, you know it's really bad. You know, Eddie's very positive. Paddy again said Roy Keane's standard as captain has not been achieved or maintained. That is the mark. The same goes for our defenders, not the dross at the moment, including Jones, Bailey, Shaw, Wan-Bissaka. Box is saying Mr. B knows deep down the top 4 is on after we smash Arsenal. Eddie's saying I love OMONDI's charisma, but I'm where Mr. B is at. These damn prima donnas don't have enough, have not fought enough. He's saying, and Mr. B, it's all for you. He's saying Mr. B secretly believes top 4 is on. He's been infected by OMONDI and Solo. And finally, I want to say hi to Jordan as well.
Big up Jordan from Jamaica.
Yeah,
big up.
Solo's 11. I'm waiting for this. Let's go.
Let's go.
What have you picked, Solo?
So this is my 11. And first things first, you know who I'm going to go to? Let's pick on Mr. B because he always got something to say.
Okay, I'll make it brief. Well, Cosman just put the dampeners on the team because how you said Hannibal was playing for the under-23s, which means that he's not going to be on the bench tomorrow. So I think I don't believe Matic can play tomorrow. I'll be honest, and I don't know who else he can play. I'll be honest. I think they wasted him playing in the under-23s today. He could have got some time to play. I don't know. I'll be honest. This has totally stumped me because I was with this team when I spoke to you guys earlier on and see the message. I can't see how Matic is going to play tomorrow. So that's thrown me. I've got a question mark. I mean, Lingard.
Yep, Lingard. I love Lingard playing for against Arsenal.
Could he play Bruno and Mata?
Deeper.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mr. B?
I'm not even going to talk about Wan-Bissaka at left back, but I don't know. I don't know what you've done with this team. So where's the left back? Why haven't we got a left back?
Is Tellez available? I missed that. I wasn't sure. Is Tellez available?
I probably have missed. You know what? When I did it, I probably missed Tellez. I don't think Tellez will play.
So is the Wan-Bissaka? Is this the decision
because he did that in the last
half?
thing? The second half of the game.
And because of how
Liverpool.
Saka plays, you think that Saka's going to be the danger. So what about if Martinelli plays on the other side? Then we've got Dalot who can't defend. So what?
Well, right now, no disrespect. I love my club and I love my players, but none of them can defend. So what does it matter? You keep saying it to me.
Well, look, at least I'm convincing you. I mean, look, I'll be honest. The only person I'm struggling to get into is midfield. I wouldn't like to think Mata would go in there, but I can't think of anybody else. Maybe somebody can enlighten me. Phil, OMONDI, somebody.
Mate, to be honest, pick any 11 you want. They'll go out and play like they're slipping 99p. Stretch your toys in the dressing room, no matter what's going to happen anyway.
You guys don't see Lingard starting?
No,
I could say, no, I can't see Lingard starting.
I think Tellez is a big one for me. I think we need that balance. We can't be playing Dalot or Wan-Bissaka in that position. They're not Cancelo, you know. They're not like that right-footed guys who can play left back, that kind of thing. Obviously, we know Hannibal's out. I would like to see Matic in. I don't know why this myth about
OMONDI, man. No, not
I
after.
don't know why.
Did you see him on Monday?
Hold on a minute, guys. Hold on a minute. Let's have some
Don't
order.
do this to me before
Let's
we
have
finish,
some
please.
parliamentary proceedings, please, guys. I don't see where this myth comes from that Matic could not play 2 games in a week. Anyone's on his back, a bit like Harry Maguire or Pogba, is straight away they're on his back if we lose or if they feel he has a bad game. Matic will sit in there and give us control of the game. This is what we need. If you want to give Scott McTominay the ball and expecting us to be controlling the game, it's not going to happen. So I would be playing Matic. I would consider Mata as well, who I do think is an extremely great
I might as
player.
well play Jones there. Sorry, OMONDI.
Monday.
Sorry, and I would be playing Tellez at left back just for that balance as well. Like I said when I was sort of looking at how we can beat Arsenal, I think Lingard works and Sancho works, so I'm happy with that. It's all about the shape, and I think we need fullbacks who are going to get beyond these inverted wingers, whatever, and get that overlap. So that's why I think Tellez and Dalot possibly should be considered, and we just need to be compact when we haven't got the ball. As Paddy Phil was saying earlier, we need to drop off and be a bit more compact and stop them playing and let them play in front of us rather than getting behind us so easy. I'm sure Melina will add to that.
Miss Melina, what are you thinking? The Arsenal team.
The Arsenal team, like I said earlier, I think we're gonna go with the same as Chelsea. Don't change too much in there except bring Tomiyasu back. I did see pictures of him in training, so just an hour ago, so it looks good, looks bright for us. We'll have Ramsdale in goal, Ben White, Tomiyasu at right back, Gabriel and Tavares, Elneny and Xhaka at midfield, and then Bukayo Saka, Odegaard, Smith Rowe, and then Eddie and Nketiah up front. For the love of God, glue Lacazette to the bench, and don't bring him on till the last 5 minutes. And call it a day when we've wrapped up the game, when we put a bow on the win, and we keep it moving.
Wicked, brilliant. Okay, guys, if you're watching for the first time, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And also, what we're going to do now is we are going to go into our score prediction. I know a lot of people put their score prediction through within the first 10 minutes of the show, but we are going to ask you for their score prediction. Mr. B there's rubbing his eyes. On Monday is thinking about his perfect score line. I'm thinking of if Messi Lingard can come off the bench and moonwalk all over Arsenal's pitch, it'll be brilliant again, as always. Love scoring against them. So, Amanda, would you mind taking some of these comments away, please?
I'd rather have score predictions in the comments because there's not really much being said here. Apart from this one from Bedtime saying Matic controlled the Liverpool game, didn't he, Monday? And here we go again. Matic is like a tractor. See, there's a lot of negativity about this, but just
where's all gummage?
SHAH is saying here Tellez and Wan-Bissaka should play. So obviously left back and right back, not Wan-Bissaka, left back and Tellez right back as a solo might have placed. And yeah, I just want to see. Oh, here we go. Here we score predictions. 2-0 already.
We haven't done ours yet. Wait till we do ours, then we'll do it.
Okay. And I'm saying if OMONDI had been on Scott's expedition to the Arctic, he would have expected Matic to come and save him. Let's go. Score prediction.
Let's go. Score prediction. Let's kickstart with Miss Melina. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Confident?
I'm confident. I'm pretty confident for this game. Mind you, this is Arsenal. They know how to let me down. So as much as I'm confident, I'm going for a 3-1 Arsenal win with goals by Bukayo Saka, Smith Rowe, and Martinelli coming off the bench. And hopefully we put this game to bed early on and keep it moving into the rest of the season.
Mr. B, some confidence.
3-1 Arsenal.
Lord have mercy. On Monday, 1-0 control the game. Come on, talk to me.
Thank you. Yeah, next. Thank you. Yeah.
Is that it?
1-0. Yeah.
Oh,
1-0.
I'm gonna be positive.
There.
I'm gonna be positive on the panel. I'm gonna go 3-1 United. I'm just gonna take 3-1. Yeah, 3-1 United. I think Ronaldo will probably get a brace, and I think Rashford or if Lingard came off the bench, Lingard to get the winner. And I think Ronaldo's playing, guys. So Viva Ronaldo.
I want to know what Phil's going to say. I'm really interested now because he's frowning.
If I was Arsenal, I'd be livid since we culturally appropriated your shit. Finishing fourth and trying to get a result and trying to call forth a success. But I'm going to say it's going to be a draw, because neither of these two teams are good enough to win a game of football. I know Arsenal beat Chelsea the other, but truthfully, I'm going to say a draw.
Excellent. On Monday, there's loads of score. You want to go through those, and then we'll.
Yeah, I do. Just while we're on that, because Phil and Andy on the same page. Great minds think alike. He said also 1-1. Both teams are poor this season. So yeah, he's just thinking the same as Phil there. So Paddy's saying 3-2 to Arsenal, and he's a Manchester United fan, believe it or not. Cosman saying 2-1 to United, but laughing. SHAH is saying 2-1. I don't know to who, but it's got to be to United, surely. Eddie Football Waffle saying 3-1 to Arsenal. Oh my God. United should consider forfeiting the rest of the season if they do lose.
Oh my God.
He would like that comment.
Dear.
Bedtime with Vaughan saying 2-1 to United. Ronaldo's
Thank
not
you.
giving up. I think it's scripted, isn't it? He's going to take us to top 4.
He is.
Box is saying 4-0 to United, 0-0 after 80 minutes, and then a late blitz.
Viva
Mark
Ronaldo.
Gemini saying 2-1 to United. Andy Herbert, we've said that, a draw, the same as Phil. 3-2 to United. If Ronaldo is back, he is, I believe. That's from Pat Lawless. Septa says 2-1 to United. Mark Gemini says, my heart says 5-0 United, but my head says 2-2. And Shah, why is Martinelli not starting? We can ask Melina that.
He was carrying an injury from the previous game, and he had a pad on his shoulder. So that's why he came off the bench for Chelsea also.
Thank you, Mark
Finally,
Gemini. You know what you do. He knows about it.
Finally,
Some
Mark Gemini
moonwalk.
saying of Lingard is in the squad. If Lingard is in the squad, he'll score and do the Millie Rock dance on the pitch. Is that the new craze, that new dance they're doing?
Yep.
It's not a new one.
Okay, I haven't heard of. And
Right.
Ten Hag Factor's making us confident. So yeah, it's a mixed review.
Brilliant, guys. Absolutely amazing. Thanks to everyone in the comments today. We are on the road, as I said, to 1.5k subscriber. Hit that like, 22 in the chat. Hit that like. And if you're new, subscribe as well to the channel. And we will be finding out. First things first, we're going to go to Miss Melina, who's made her debut today. Where can these guys, lovely people, find you?
Thank you so much, everyone, for having me on the channel. And those of you who are new and not yet subscribed to the Man United Agenda, do give them a subscribe. They make good content. The watch alongs are funny and engaging, and it's really fun to watch you guys rant when you lose. Thank you so much for having me. And if you guys want to check out my content, I do Arsenal and Fantasy Premier League content, and my channel is called Miss Melina.
Thank you. So now we will be looking at Phil. Sir, welcome back to the channel again, but where can we find you?
Probably in a prison cell in about an hour or 2 days. if my drug stash gets caught. You can find me at Malik Hands on Twitter. So if you're unlucky enough to find me there, reach for the black button. You won't regret it.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. And I'd like to say, honestly, thank you both for joining us, Miss Melina and Phil, as always.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. Sorry,
absolutely amazing having you guys on. And again, we've had a few comments there saying about the panel, mixing the panel up. That's what we do at the Man United Agenda. So, guys, tomorrow you'll find Mr. B, TalkMU at 12 o'clock tomorrow. Oh, sorry. Before tomorrow, we're going to go over at 10 o'clock for the Mr. B takeaway. They will be having a Nottingham Forest fan on talking all things James Gardner. And then at Garner. And at tomorrow, 12 o'clock.
Yeah, we're going to be doing the watch along tomorrow. Oh, Lord. The things you commit yourself to, boy. Yeah. I'm doing the watch along tomorrow.
Oh, brilliant.
You're doing a watch along at 12 o'clock tomorrow?
Yeah.
That's 4 a.m. my time.
Yeah, it's at 7:30 in the morning.
4 a.m.
Thank you, Pat.
Thank you.
Agreed, Pat.
Magic. Thanks for having me on, lasses. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Don't worry. We'll have you guys back on it sooner rather than later again, guys. It's always great having you guys on. And without the guys in the chat as well, we need to say thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, taking the time out to join the Man United Agenda. And remember, guys, if you are a member, you can actually join the Man United Agenda on the watch along and also the Friday night takeaway. Be interesting. I think Pat Lawless will be with Mr. B next week. I think next Friday. Looking forward to that as well. Making his debut on the agenda at the moment. So, guys, from us, catch Mr. B and TalkMU on the other side for the takeaway. And from us, have a great night. Good night, everyone.
Cheers, folks. See you.
Bye.
Oops.